Good morning, everyone. Andrea Venturini here in Hungary, in Szeged, the World Gliding Championship 2022. We're now waiting for a confirmation for the day, since as you can see, it's quite overcast, and we might have a chance of not flying today. Yesterday was a good day for the Italian teams. Basically, nobody actually went on the podium, but the consistency of the flying, of the good flying of Italian pilots managed to bring the Italian team to the second position after South Africa, and being followed right after by the German team. Of course, me being part of the ground crew, I'm quite happy about it. My reports are general reports, but as you will see, I will be mainly focused following the Italian team specifically. Yesterday was a blue thermal day again, so that makes it a little bit harder for the pilots to find the strongest thermals. I would say from the values between 2 and 3 meters were not that bad, but not as strong as the previous day, the day that saw Alberto Sironi position on the podium and being followed by Alberto Pozzi. So 2 Italians on the podium, that's quite a nice thing to see. Of course, I love Russell Cheatham won yesterday, and I saw he had a warm welcome on the podium. He's a veteran for this kind of races, and it's me being trained in UK. It's also a positive thing to see British pilots succeeding. As I mentioned before, it's a beautiful environment. All the teams are, interacting. I have to publicly thank Tommy from LX again for the tremendous work he did. He fixed Alberto Sironi's problem on the Vario, and as I said before, you cannot fly with a Vario. And also he fixed the problem with the FLARM, with being able to see all the other gliders on the display. The interview with the safety officer was very nice. If you want to check that out, I was very interested in the safety aspect of the race, and of course he's a very expert person who flew around the world, and his advice are always quite important to be followed. Today I will talk a little bit about the strategy during the race. It was very nice to see the teams, how they in the morning before the race starts. It's important if you want to, as soon as the gate opens and as soon as you're allowed to start the race, you do have quite some time to look at the sky and decide whether it would be better for your 4-hour flights to delay the departure in the hope that the conditions will improve and the temperature will rise and the strength of the thermals will be stronger, or somehow speed up your decision and leave right away in the hope that when you will return, the conditions are still strong instead of dying out. I don't know if everybody can comprehend this huge difference between an early start and a late start that could basically jeopardize all your flight. You could be flying flawless perfectly, but if the timing is not right, let me bring you an example. If there is a bunch of clouds moving towards your area, as soon as the clouds come in, they cover the ground, the power of the thermals would definitely be compromised. Opposite, if the clouds are moving away, then it means that the condition will improve later. So this is in a flat line like this, where you don't really rely on the wind, but you do rely on the ground warming up and producing thermals, is very important. And if you don't have cumulus in the sky to study, you really don't have any clue where to go, and you will have to only to do reference on the ground with like such rivers, cities, little bumps on the hills. Sometimes there's people saying following a tractor. A farmer's tractor, it has been proved that it might trigger a thermal to raise up in the air. So these are the million things that a pilot that has to fly for 4 hours has constantly to look at the others. When a big group forms, it's called the goggle. The goggle is a very intense moment where up to 30 gliders could be circling in a very small space. Today, the safety officer reminded how the rule works. The rule works that the first person who finds a thermal decides which way to turn. Some people have been asking me through the Facebook page, Andrea, what are the rules? Do you turn to the left? Do you turn clockwise, counterclockwise? There is no such a rule. The first person that joins the goggle decides which way to go, but the others must follow his direction. There's been cases of aggressive people coming from underneath at a high speed and then raising up into the goggle. Well, that is quite a dangerous thing to do, and there might be penalties for people that do such hazard behavior. So you can imagine you're going over 100, 150, 120 kilometers an hour. The other glider the same. So the two gliders could have a speed facing each other close to over 200, 250. And that's when, danger is behind the corner. So this is pretty much for today. I will let you know as soon as possible whether we'll be flying. If not, then we'll resume tomorrow. Everybody have a nice space. Share the passion. This sport needs your support. I want to thank Mr. Toro from Hungary. He just came and he waved at me. He wanted to meet me. He said, "Oh, I love your work, and I'm keen of Italy. I'm trying to learn Italian, and I'm glad to meet you." Well, those things are things that motivate me to spend some time and to collect materials, to meet the people, to interview the people. And thank you everybody for your support, and I'll talk to you soon.